And therefore they do have undue influence to your legislative bodies that the legislative bodies are required to at least look at. They don't have to act on it, but they have to look at it. The citizens want your voice heard in your government. You have to have a grassroots movement to claim and use your civil rights to communicate with your legislators.
Wow. Is that one from the internet?
Yeah. We've got a question from Eddie Douthwaite, who's Freedom to Choose Scotland. He says, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights 1948 says people should be treated with dignity. Does the denormalisation of smokers and the campaigns in the media make them feel like second-class citizens counteract this?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the whole point of it. So whether you're a smoker, an obese person, a gambler, a drinker, the list goes on and will go on. The whole point is to create a hierarchy, not just of lifestyle choices, but of citizenship, so that those who continue to enjoy these terrible things are in no doubt that they are no longer equal as citizens to those who do not. And it is the most perverse use, I think, most perverse non-violent use of government resources. When you consider the millions of pounds, euros that are spent in government advertising campaigns, for example, that are all about stigmatization, we would not allow this on any grounds if this was applied to certain other groups in society. Simply would not be allowed. In fact, the people who initiated the policies would probably be on trial. But but our elite have decided that certain lifestyle choices and therefore certain groups of people are simply available to be ridiculed and to be criticized and to be, in a figurative sense, ghettoized, so that we as a society can be quote-unquote healthier, more progressive, and quote-unquote better off.
Could the UN Declaration of Human Rights be then used to challenge some of these laws?
It probably could, but in a technical sense. The problem is where will the political heavy lifting be done, and by whom? And that is what makes me very pessimistic on that front. But it'd be an interesting experiment.
Just take the last one out, I think. Have to break for lunch.
Can I just make the observation that Patrick just described the development of an Aryan race?
And on that note,
always good to end on a high.
Anything else before we go? Pat?
With respect to what you've just said as well, and using the Human Rights Act, it would never be used for smokers or drinkers or anyone else, because the argument always is you can choose not to do that. They say you are born in another race, you are born to a certain extent into a religion, but as a lifestyle is something you choose to do. And then they use that in terms of, and it's something that you enforce upon others. Therefore, those others' human rights are actually more important than yours as a smoker or lifestyle deviant.
If I can just give one, another British example, one example of how unfortunately the rubber is hitting the road here on the denormalisation front. There is very reliable evidence that a sizable percentage of British women, expectant mothers, are just simply do not tell their doctor that they smoke or have ever smoked, because the consequences in terms of the stigmatization of them is just not worth it. So we have all of these expectant mothers who are not receiving appropriate medical attention and education as a direct result of this kind of government policy.
Right, thank you very much. We shall reconvene.